Hi there, and welcome to a new video in which we are going to be discussing whether going to university as a game developer is worth it or not. I just have 2 weeks of experience in university right now. I just wanted to share like my initial thoughts, and maybe when some months go by, I create this video again with more information. So first of all, the stuff that you have to know about this, I'm studying in Argentina because it's the place where I live, and I have not started like with zero experience. I have like a lot of experience in game development and in other areas such as content creation, so I have not started from scratch. I've started having like something like 4 years of experience in game development with lots of courses taken, courses created, working for companies, etc. So basically, well, this is the name of the university that I'm going to, and I'm organizing everything here in Notion, okay? And I'm going to using this to explain some of the things that have happened to me lately. Um, so first of all, these are the 5 subjects that I'm taking each semester. These are in Spanish, but the names are quite simple to understand in English. This is probability, this is 2D art, game design, game programming, and English. Okay, so quite simple. And what I wanted to mention is that university really organizes like maybe all the information that you have been gathering throughout the years on your own. It really organizes everything, and that's something that every single person that I've talked to about this topic told me. Yes, you may know a lot, but university really organizes everything. And I want to show something related to this. So, for example, in game design, I have here the 2 classes that we have had these 2 weeks. And for example, in the first one, well, we saw, for example, the origin of the game. Okay, and well, this is something that I've never kind of investigated on my own, for example. And here there's a quote that the professor said that I really liked. The game designer creates experiences, not games. So I really like that. And also, for example, in this second class, something that I really liked was this MDA topic, which is basically mechanics, dynamics, and the aesthetics, which is basically kind of like a flow, okay, to design our games in which we start from the mechanics, which these mechanics then define the dynamics, which then define the aesthetics or the emotions that the player have. So once again, I already know that the game designer is the one that kind of maybe does not program directly but thinks of the general game idea. But all these concepts really help you organize all the data that you have gathered, all the data that you have like found in the years or months of experience that you have, and really organizes everything. So that's pretty interesting. So that's one pro. So university indeed does organize a lot of information. Right now, in most subjects, I have not been added new information. I have been adding information in 2D art, for example, because I've not created my own assets all the time throughout these years. I basically downloaded assets online, but of course I knew that it was important to at least know a little how to draw these assets, how they are made, etc. So that's something that I have to go through, unfortunately, even if I am not then a game art creator or whatever, I will have to pass this subject. And this is of course something that is a downside of Unity, of university. So basically, let me explain it right over here. And that's basically that it's university, okay, it's some kind of a closed system, okay? It's basically a square. You can't get out of this system, okay? So university is this inside of here, and basically you can't be over here outside of the syllable, okay? So for example, in my case, I will never, okay, work, or I will try not to work in anything related to art. Why? Because I can't draw. I don't know how to draw really, and it's something that I've never enjoyed doing. So I know I will probably never dedicate myself to create art, because look at my drawings, okay, that I can do, and even my handwriting. You can see that I'm not a pretty artistic person. So if I had to choose, I would not like to go through art. I would personally much more like to study, I know, things related to game dev, to game design, things that have more to do with maybe, well, not coding, because game design doesn't have to do with coding, but it does have to do with thinking of the general idea. And I do like maybe these two areas much more than just art. So I would love, sorry, to, instead of having art, maybe to have just one or two classes to understand the basis of it, and then have a third subject instead of art of, I don't know, game design 2, game development programming 2, or something like that, more related to what I like. So this is something that you can't have during university, because once again it is a closed system, whereas when you're studying on your own, and that's what I had been doing before going to university, is that when you're studying alone, let's just call it you, there is no closed system. Everything is, let's say, green, because you can do wherever you want. That's why I have basically not studied art on my own before, because I knew that I'm not going to actually be taking advantage of it. And connected to it, there is also other subject that I'm taking, that is probability. And well, this was something like super complicated for me and for mostly every single student. We were talking in our group that we weren't understanding a thing. It was maybe the professor, well, was not maybe the best professor that we've ever had, but besides that, the main thing was the topics that were being taught. They were like super abstract. We weren't understanding what we were doing, and once again, I believe I personally, I was not seeing like the advantage of it, at least at this early stage of the degree. In my 4 years of experience, in which I've created lots of games, worked for companies, literally I've never felt that I lack some probability topics or knowledge. I know, of course, it is important to understand the probability, how it can, indeed, the probability change the game design radically, how you balance the game, how you balance the different game mechanics. But it was taught like super, I would not know how to explain it, but super abstractly, like you wouldn't understand what was actually being taught, or why, or how you would actually apply this. So once again, if I were able to choose my subjects or what I want to focus on more, I would again not have chosen probability and actually focused more on the topics that I'm actually interested, which are, as I told you, game development itself and game design. But once again, university is a closed system, so you can get to choose these things. And don't get me wrong, this is the standard of, like, it's what university is. You can't be expecting to go to university and be able to choose the subjects that you want to go through. You can't expect to go to university and that everything is roses. I know that, but I just want to mention these things because when I was learning on my own pace, basically on my own, I was choosing which, well, not subjects, but which topics to study, which engines to study. For example, I believe that the degree doesn't teach Godot. It only teaches Unity and Unreal. But what if somebody already has experience, I know, in Godot and wants to learn more Godot? It's a closed system. You can't. So, well, that's something that I thought it was also worth mentioning. Once again, I did not sign up for the university degree and said, oh yes, I'm going to be able to choose all the subjects that I want. No, I did know this, but the fact that I knew this doesn't matter, that it doesn't disturb me. Okay. Basically here comes the question. Is it worth it actually? And I would say that in most cases, yes, it is. Because a university degree can be more valuable for sure, that not random, but well, certificates that you get from the internet, okay? So it's also quite good because of the degree itself. We all know that degrees are less and less important nowadays and are getting less and less important over time, but I believe it's still a tool. At the beginning, I didn't thought this was important, but I did find myself in situations in which I was in a job interview and they told me, oh, do you have a university degree? Do you plan on this? And I told them, no, I don't have a university degree. However, I do have lots of courses taken, etc. But well, I did talk to some professionals in the area, in the recruiting teams, and some of them told me we don't care about it. Someone told me they do. So if it is a 50-50 chance, okay, and you don't have a degree, well, you would have lost 50% chances directly of getting a job, maybe, okay? So that's why I believe it's also important. And also I really like the fact that probably you're going to be able to organize your knowledge much more at these things that I told you at the beginning of the video. It's going to organize all the concepts that you have on your mind. So because of these two reasons, I believe that it is really worth it. Of course, I am not mentioning here the obvious thing that is learning basically new things, okay? But well, these are basically the three main reasons why I actually chose to do a university degree. And well, I will be sharing more insights of my experience within the following weeks or months, okay? So make sure that you're subscribed to the channel, and I will see you in the next one.